I find it so interesting that this is the topic that people chose about friendships and being in the industry. Like, can you have friendships and solid friendships being in the entertainment industry? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. So let's start with me. So for me, I have been a part of entertainment since I was about 5 years old. My published author since I was 8. So with that, being a creative person, let's just start there. Being a creative person, you don't think the same way a regular person, a non-creative person. We just think different. And with that, it's just gotta make sense. Whatever we're doing has to make sense, and it has to go right. Um, Now a lot of issues come into play with that because you might have a person that y'all cool and you're a creative person and they are not. Like, they may be more of um they may be more of a logical person, a person that thinks about, it's black and white with them. There's no room for coloring outside of the lines. Um, so even those two dynamics of people, usually they say opposites attract. But I think when it comes to friendships, especially amongst women, um, it's really a thing of both people have to be on the same page and both people have to put in effort to be a friend to the other. Now, friendships are already difficult if you don't add in the entertainment industry into it. Friendships are already difficult. They're already difficult. Because you got to start thinking about people, you know, people, are they a good person? Like, are they a good person? Do they have a moral code? Do they have integrity? Or, can you depend on them? Are they going to put you in a jam? Um, if y'all out and about, like, can I depend on this person to have my back if we out here? So there's a lot of factors involved, and I know for me, um, I've always been a very direct person, even as a teenager, and as an adult. I've always been a very direct person. I only want to deal with and live in the truth of the matter. Like, I don't fluff. Don't give me none of that fluff. Like, and because in a creative aspect, and that's where I do all the fluff when it's time for me to. But I'm serious about my friendships, and I'm serious about loyalty and being there for people. So it's like I automatically want the reciprocation. Um, so that's how I deal with. I'm more logical when it comes to friendships than I am emotional because I leave my emotional side to my creativity. I let my creativity flourish, and my emotions and passions and all that flourish on my creative side. So when it comes to you know uh just me being a person and me being um I'm real simple. I'm real simple and real black and white with it. Like, just tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Keep it real, and we don't have no problems. I'm not a judgmental person. I can't always say that has always been true. That has not always been true. You know, I am Jeanette's daughter. But anywho, you know, with that, I have always said that I'm a very understanding person. Like, I'm a very understanding person. Like, I get it. Shit happens. Like, everybody not gonna always make the right decisions and shit. Like, shit happens, dog. Like, and you know, we all gotta do the best we can with what the hand we dealt with. And that's just how I look at it. And that's just how I've had to live my life. I've had to live that way. I gotta adjust, and I gotta adapt, and I gotta pivot, and I gotta bounce back from whatever the fuck going on. So yeah, that's really how I have lived my life, and how I use, as far as measuring, you know, how I am with people, and what amount, and how much of myself to give to people. Cause I'm not gonna give all of me to everybody, because that's just not logical. That's just not realistic. And, you know, and because I've had so many, you know, situations where I've had a lot of broken friendships. I've had a lot of friendships that I've had to grieve. A lot of tears I've spent on friendships. So, you know, I'm very cautious about my friendships now. But I also think with that, each level you get to in your life, like as far as age wise, and you know, you ain't the same person you were at 20 that you are at 30. Not the same person you are at 40 that you were at 30. You know, you want different things, you desire different things, in all of those different aspects of your life. So honestly, for a lot of years, I honestly didn't attract any new friends, because I just felt like I came with a lot of baggage. I had a lot of baggage, and I also, and I wasn't ready to take on nobody else's baggage. And I'm a person who don't like for people to take on my shit. So I'd rather just roll solo until, you know, I can get to a place where I'm going to be able to reciprocate that friendship, and I'm going to be able to put in the effort, and it doesn't feel, and a friendship don't feel lopsided. So yeah, that's how I navigate now. As far as like, you know, when we start talking about you diving into your career, let's say you done spent 4 years in college, 4+ years, you know, getting your education, furthering your education, your mindset is not the same as it was when you was in college. The girlfriends and friends you have in college, hopefully y'all will continue to still be friends, but maybe not. People grow up, people evolve, people decide to do other things with their life. People, you know, they don't want to live here, they want to travel. Like, a lot of shit goes on. And also, your friendship has to be able to withstand distance and time and circumstances. Like, that's a real friendship. I can count on one hand, how many actual, like, real friends I have. So let's talk about this day one. Nobody, listen, if I meet you 2 months from now and we click, and we build a bond and a friendship in 2 months that more solid than somebody I've known from the start of my life, man, get on out of here. I'm gonna take what's real. I'm gonna take what's real. And can you know somebody in 2 months and know all about a person? Absolutely not. Like, let's be serious. But sometimes, I have a day one. My best friend, my sister, we've been best friends since first grade. She is the epitome of a day one, as am I to her. It is what it is. We know what's up. So I feel like when it comes to friendship, it's based on, there's no way that you can go through each level of your life and not be blessed with people who are going to come to you and be drawn to you and you drawn to them, like, good people, and be surrounded by good people, and that flourishes, and, it's just the way it goes. Just how life works. But okay, so let's dive into being in the industry. Now, me and my best friend are both in the industry. We are in different avenues, but it's all the same industry. We don't let the things that, like, we have things that we can help each other with. We have strengths and weaknesses. And that's just how we operate. We run stuff by each other, talk each other through some stuff, not just business wise, but personally. But she's a person that I can trust. Now I wish I don't even think that if somebody even would have told me what the industry was going to be like, that I would have even probably believed it. So I can't even say that I wish somebody would have told me, because somebody could have told me, and I still needed to see it for myself and understand what was going on. I've seen a lot of backbiting, a lot of slimy, underhanded, bad business just transpire in the industry. And from people that, I was close to. So does that make me, cautious? Very much so. I observe people. I'm going to look at how you move when certain situations transpire. I'm gonna, like, this is how I know, if I want to build a friendship with someone based on how they move when certain situations happen that test the person's character. That's going to let me know if we're even going to be able to coexist. Um, it's tricky having a friend, being friends in the industry. If you weren't friends prior, there's a tricky aspect to that. If you weren't friends prior, there's a tricky aspect to it. If you was friends prior to to be in this industry, like, it's not an easy thing to navigate. And ultimately, it boils down to you making sure that you are putting out the energy that you need to put out in order to receive the right energy back. I am a strong believer that positivity outweighs negativity all day long. I am also a person who is fine with the truth. Even if it hurts me, it's going to hurt my feelings, but the truth can never hurt my life. I'm just saying. So as new artists come into this industry, or whatever way that you're stepping into this industry, I encourage you to make sure that you have things that you can stand on. Have your own foundation. Stick to your moral code, and don't let people change it because of what you think is glittery on the other side. People test you in this industry. They test your loyalty. They test your integrity. Like, they test your character. And you got to be able to know who you are, what you stand for, and be able to accept and be able to understand that you're not always going to have a lot of friends if you are standing on what is morally correct. If you are standing on what is correct and truth, what is truth, you're not going to have a lot of friends. So choose the people that you have in your life wisely. If y'all can't sit there and have a conversation about money moves, then hey, at some point, it gotta be a reciprocated support, love, encouragement from both sides. Jealousy, envy, hate has no room in a solid friendship. And if these are things, emotions that you feel like that you encompass, not intentionally, it might be feelings that come up inside of you that you didn't know existed. If you feel like that, you need to acknowledge what you're feeling and deal with that. And understand that what is for you is for you. Can't nobody take your spot. What is for you is for you. And nobody can take it. And nobody can change that. Not even you can change it. So I encourage y'all to be mindful of the people that you entertain. Be mindful of the mindset that you entertain. Pay attention to the words people speak. Pay attention to the moves that people make. And pay attention and follow your gut. Don't ignore your gut when it comes to people. Don't ignore your gut when it comes to people. Trust your intuition. trust what the energy is telling you. Because no matter what, energy don't lie. It doesn't. You put a little sprinkle, a little dust on there and make it look fancy. But energy don't lie. It never does. You can't hide from it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. So do the work that you need to do for yourself, for your own personal development, and how to be a good friend. Sometimes people have to learn how to be a good friend. Sometimes people don't have examples of what a good friend is. So you gotta also give some people some grace. But you know how to navigate that though. You know how to navigate that. And sometimes you're going, learn the hard way that you shouldn't have gave a person some grace. But that has nothing to do with you. You can't change who you are as a person, and don't change your heart because of what somebody else chooses to do and chooses to handle you. So that's all I got. And that was the topic of friendship. Can you have them in the industry? I'll definitely want to have a part 2 and want to actually have some guests to share their opinions, share their stories and experiences. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. Please leave your comment. I want to hear your thoughts and your stories and how you feel about it. This is Olivia Bird, and welcome to Old House. Bye.